Hello, my name is Kiana Coe, and this is my teaching for learning approach versus my activity-based approach. Basically, what our text says on page 14 actually is what I use to kind of go off of this. There's a table, and it tells us the differences. Your teaching for learning approach is more like your main standards. There's a lot of rules that come into play that build up maybe to a gameplay. Assessment of student learning, which is a very key point. They spend a sufficient time on the task versus just letting the kids kind of see what the game might be. Versus when your activity-based approach, that is more when it's minimal instruction. So what that means is you're obviously not just rolling out a ball and saying go play. You might give them like an activity or something to do, meaning like you might give them a tennis racket and a tennis ball and kind of let them figure out what it is that they're supposed to be doing with it. You do tell them like the basic instructions, but not like the full skill by skill, play by play. What I looked up for in my research for the teaching for learning approach was an elementary called Ridley Elementary. I believe it's out of Pennsylvania. Their primary goal was to develop students' fundamental movement skills. I looked on their website, and you can actually visit that. And it kind of gives you just an overview of their elementary, their middle school, even their high school, and just kind of like what their fundamentals are and what their curriculum is. They want to teach them the personal, social, and problem-solving skills. That was very important to them. I could definitely tell the passion through that for them. And they plan out the lesson and then do other lessons that follow it. That way, kids can really learn, and they make sure one of their main keys was to make sure that it was developmentally appropriate, which that means just to make sure that kids can do it and can succeed at it. The activity-based school that I actually researched was Paragould Primary, which was that's the school that I graduated from, was Paragould School District, and her name was Amy Glenn. I actually know her. I called her up and I asked her what kind of was her take on curriculum and what she does, and she said hers is definitely more activity based, just for the simple fact that she believes that gameplay is truly essential to growth. She said that it teaches them physical skill and social skills, getting along, taking turns. She didn't really have like a set I would say game that she plays every single time with her kids, but she definitely focuses on the activity-based approach. She actually uses a program called Spark, and you can just look that up. You just go on Google and type in Spark for that. She uses this approach for her 3rd and 4th graders. She teaches at Paragould Primary and Baldwin Elementary. And so I thought that was very interesting to see where she was more promoting lifelong fitness, which fits right in with your activity based approach. And so, it's crazy how you can see the differences right out in front just talking to other PE teachers about their different curriculums and what they believe is important. And, obviously sometimes there are those instances where they really do try and combine them. And that is good, but I do believe that the reason that these different approaches are set forth is because you can't teach every child the exact same way. You have to make sure and key in on what you believe is important, and when you believe that is important, then your students will thrive and they will feed off of that. And I just think that is definitely one of the main keys in being an educator. So hopefully this kind of gave you a little bit of an idea on the teaching for learning approach versus the activity-based approach. Thank you.